Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining our 11th meeting of English Academic Lecture. Our topic of discussion today is about results discussion and academic relevance, part 2. Let's begin by talking about the results and discussion sections. It is easy to confuse the results and discussion sections of research papers. The simplest way to think about the difference is to remember that R means R. That is, results mean reporting. So, what is results? Results, okay, the second one, we will talk about results. Raw data include all observations or data that you get from your experiment. Raw data are never included in your scientific paper unless they are needed to give evidence for specific conclusions which cannot be obtained by looking at an analysis or summation of the data. You present converted data in your report as figures or graphs, tables, and or descriptions of observations. You need to present your converted data well in order to make your point succinctly and clearly. In a research essay, report, or academic paper, the results section describes but does not interpret your results. Its function is to provide the reader with a clear description of your findings. You can draw attention to data you think are very important or constitute trends. Here is an example from the Journal of the Society for Gynecological Investigation, Volume 7, number 4 in 2000. Note that the numbers in square brackets relate to the reference list using the referencing conventions of medicine. Okay. The next one, we will talk about the example of result. Perinatal mortality twins have perinatal mortality rates 5-fold to 10-fold higher than singletons. 9 and 29 reported fetal death rates are 3-fold to 5-fold higher. 7 and 9 and neonatal death rates 5-fold to 7-fold higher for twin gestations compared with singletons. Singletons. 9 and 28, despite this, twins have better weight-specific survival rates than singletons, particularly among low birth weight infants. 16 and 30 weight-specific perinatal mortality rates for singletons and twins in the United States in 1995 and 1996 are shown in Table 4. Okay. Table 4, birth weight-specific perinatal mortality rates, PMR, in singletons and twins in the United States 1995 to 1996. State 1995 to 1996. Okay. Birth weight, singletons, twins, relative risk, total birth, PMR, total births and PMR. Okay, the data can be read, okay, statistically, so you can check the data from the birth weight and then total birth PMR, total births PMR. Okay, you can analyze birth weight specific perinatal mortality rates based on, okay, the example of result. This data represent the result. Okay, the result, as I said earlier, okay, like this. Okay, it brings us the raw data, include all of observation or data that you get from your experiment. Okay, this experiment is about the raw data, and it shows us the raw, okay, the raw, what we call it, the raw data. Okay, the raw data or the result. Okay, let's move to the second one about using connectives. The connective used in the discussion section of research papers are all familiar, but we use them with a different purpose, as table 8.2 shows. Table 8.2, useful connective for the discussion section. Okay, in using connectives, there are sequence and purpose. Okay, maybe you have known that. Okay, about the sequence and purpose. First of all, it is used to introduce the first or usually most important finding. And then secondly, second, thirdly, third, and etc. It is used to introduce the second or third, etc. result of importance. While in addition, furthermore, moreover, it is, the sequence is used for any added result that build up the argument about what the result means. Okay, the sequence is used, or they are used for any added result that build up the argument about what the result means. Okay. And then, however, finally, they are used to introduce discussion of any result which contradicts an argument that has been built up, signal that this is the last result that will be discussed. And in conclusion, and thus are used to generalize from all the supporting arguments. For example, thus it is clear from the arguments presented that the genetic basis of an individual's behavior simply cannot be determined. Okay, please pay attention of using sequence and purpose. The name of the sequence and the purpose of them. Okay, next. Okay, after listening to the connectives between sequence and its purpose, in the exercise session, okay, you have to practice your ability in using the sequence itself. Okay, use an appropriate connective from table 8.2 to fill in the blanks in the following text. Well, I'll read it for you, so please listen to it carefully in order you will be able to answer the question correctly or give the correct answer for every blank. Okay, previous studies have shown that although in general twins have higher perinatal mortality rates than singletons. This is not true in all conditions. This large-scale control study investigated whether this paradoxical situation is due to one, gestational age distribution differences between the singleton and twin populations, or two, the increased likelihood of birth having occurred in an advanced perinatal center. This study's findings confirm the lower mortality of preterm twins. After controlling for level of hospital of birth, this difference remained, suggesting that birth in an advanced perinatal center was not a major factor responsible for the twin advantage. The study confirmed previous findings that preterm twins have lower mortality than singletons at the same gestation. Analysis in which gestational age was standardized indicate that for those whose gestational age was less than 2 SD below the mean for their particular group, twin or singleton. Twins were at higher risk than singletons. The results support earlier authors' suggestions that the definition of term birth should be different for twins and singletons. Well, after reading and understanding you have to put, understanding the text, you have to put the appropriate connective in every blank. You can use the connective like we have discussed before. For example, first, secondly, in addition, however, and in conclusion. You have to put them correctly based on the sequence needed in every blank given. Well, I think that's all for today, and please do this as your assignment today. You have to submit it at 6 p.m. today by using WhatsApp number, my WhatsApp number. Thank you very much for today. As usual, before I end up our meeting today, I'd like to sum up our discussion. We have studied more about what we call it today. What the result, what is meant by result, and how to use connective, by using sequence and the purpose of them, by using sequences and the purpose of them. I hope our discussion today will be effective and give you some comprehension or new insight about using result and connective, for example, the sequence and the purpose in academic writing, and in the year to come, or when you are what we call it, given the duty to make a scientific paper, you will able to apply some theoretical knowledge about our discussion today. See you next week and goodbye.